So, welcome back, everyone. We're here with Xerxus and Tsargoth, continuing on our Let's Play. I believe this is episode 3 or 4. I haven't paid really too much attention, sorry about that. Okay, what we're going to do right now is we're going to start doing a little bit of prep work on what's called a Smeltry from Tinker's Construct. Now, in order to make a Smeltry, we're going to need a bunch of grout as our starting material. Grout is made by sand, clay, and gravel in equal proportions, and that'll get you 2 grout. So I'm going to just take all this here, I'm going to dump it into our system here, which will auto get injected into our hopper, which will get pulled into our furnace to make seared bricks. Now I'm going to let that go for a little bit, and just let that be here. And you can see here, we still got everything running, we got some decent power as long as things are left alone. We have our backup generator. But we're going to let this all cook up, and we'll be back in just a few once that's all done. Back, everyone, and before we do the smeltery, we realized something here. We don't have a good spot to build it. So, what we need to do is we need to clear out a little bit of an area here where we can actually go and do some more building. Now, the ideal way to do this would be using something called a filler. But to build a filler, we need some landmarks which require lapis, and we have not yet found any of that stuff. So, the old-fashioned way of just a nice shovel and digging is going to be what we're going to have to do. So we're going to clear out a big area here, just above our base. We're going to build the smeltery, and as soon as that's done, we'll be back, just giving everyone a heads up on what's going on. Okay, we are back here, and well, Xerxus had some other building projects going on over on the mainland there that's going to need a little bit more space, so decided to move the smeltery out to this little piece of land that we had floating off near the side here. We're just trying to do a little bit of decoration here to make it look a little bit better. You know what I did? That bridge isn't quite accurate, so we're gonna have to fix that. We don't have enough material. Let's use this stuff. Okay. Okay. See if we can get that piece of marble. Okay, that should be it. So marble there, chalk here, and chalk there. Okay, now to build the smeltery, that is described in the Materials and U book, volume number 2. Now, I think it's in number 2. Make that number 1. Okay, to make a smeltery, you're going to need the following resources. You're going to need seared bricks, smeltery controller, and okay, maybe we need the third smelter, third book here. So let's do this here. In order to do that, let's make ourselves a seared brick. Okay. Basically here, in order to be able to do this, what we're going to need is at least 1 smeltery controller, 1 seared tank, minimum of 9 seared bricks, a faucet, a casting table, any combination of seared bricks, seared tanks, or drains. So let's start off with the basics. Take the seared bricks we need out of here, and we're going to need at least 9 of those. So 9. We're going to need 1 faucet. I'm thinking 2, and I'll explain in a minute. we're going to need some drains. Again, 2, 1 for each faucet. We're going to need a controller. We're going to need a tank, so that we're going to need some glass. Let's see, we don't want to do that. We should have some glass in here. One seared tank, and now we're going to need some seared glass, so let's make some of that. Now for that, we need some panes. 2 of those will do. Huh. What was the recipe on that? My mistake. It looks like I made a bunch of glass panes that we don't need yet, so let's do that. Okay. And let's make a bunch more bricks. Ooh, I went overboard. Let's hope we have a little more seared bricks in here. We do. We need a casting table. And a casting basin. So, let's take a look here again. We have at least 1 lava tank, check. We have a smeltery controller, check. We have 2 drains and 2 faucets, check. We have a basin and a table, check. And we have a bunch of bricks. We could use a little more, and check. Okay, let's get this thing built. And let's get to bed. Okay. Now to get this thing built. Oop. The default layout with Tinker's Construct is you need to set a base with Smeltry bricks, which is a 3x3 grid, which is where the 9 comes from. Next, you will need a Smeltry controller and a tank, which is where we're going to store our lava. Lastly, we need to actually put some other stuff here. Let's put a little bit of this smeltery glass here so we can see what's going on inside. And then what you do is on the outside of all these bricks here, you lay more seared bricks or whatever material that you want to do, the drains and whatnot. Now, to finish this off, we're going to need to put a drain that faces inside, and a casting table or a basin on each side. Now, it looks like I didn't do the best job here of planning this out, because we're going to have to do a bit of a swim in order to get in here. So we finish this off by placing bricks on all the sides until we have it all finished up. Now, if you did this right, you're going to see a fire inside the smeltery controller. It's going to light up. So we do have what is now considered a working smeltery. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of prettying up in here. We have some of this fancy brick. Might as well use it to make it look a little nicer at least. Okay. Put this here, here, and here. And we have a working smeltery. Excellent. Now, with the smeltery, there's a couple things we can do here. Is the base is the 3x3 inside. However, it is possible, if you have the configuration option set, where you can make it larger than 3x3. As for height, you're also allowed an unlimited amount of vertical height you're allowed to bring this up to. So let's just use up the rest of our materials here. And now we have a great big smeltery. You can see here, as we expanded it, more slots were added in. Excellent. Now, we don't have it. We basically, in order to do this here, oh, I forgot one thing. Faucet goes here. Faucet goes here. We're done. We have a smeltery. Now, in order to use this, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to fill up this tank down here with lava, and we're going to have to cast ourselves some new patterns. Now, our original patterns were all made with wood. We're going to be pouring liquid metal into here, or metal, which is going to be liquefied. Wood casts isn't going to cut it. We're going to need something stronger. We're going to need to make something out of metal. Now, with this book here, I believe it explains alloys are made. We don't need to know about the alloys. Blank casts are made by pouring aluminum, brass, or gold into an empty casting table. These can be used in crafting recipes and can be remelted. Part casts must be created by pouring metal around existing parts, like a pickaxe set. So what we basically want to do at this point is we want to go in, we want to make ourselves a set of tools, or a set of parts, using the part builder, and each one of these. Then we're going to take it out to the smeltery, and we're going to pour liquid metal around each of these, and we're going to get our patterns that we can then use. Then we can pour other metal into those patterns, and we actually can get what we want to make. Now, there's specific types of metals that can be done, and as it said in the book here, we either need to use something called aluminum, brass, or gold. Now, let's take a look what we have here. Okay, we have a good bit of gold, but you know what? I'm picky about my gold. We don't have that much to spare. We also have a good bit of aluminum, and the aluminum brass was made by using... Where was that again? I am a ditz. Tinker's alloy made from 3 aluminum and 1 copper. Now, that is aluminum brass. As far as it being called, why it's being called that, I don't know. But 3 aluminum and 1 copper. Okay, we can do that. 3 aluminum and 1 copper. Now, that'll probably be enough for what we need. Okay, so I guess at this point here, what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to get ourselves a tank to be able to carry some of this lava over here. Xerxus, what happened to the rest of the obsidian we had? I'm hoping to get a couple in order to be able to make ourselves some of those tanks. Thank you.
Obsidian's inside this chest.
Thank you much. Perfect. Okay, so we don't have a crafting table upstairs. I should fix that. Okay, we got some of this. We got some of this. Now, what I'm going to do next year is I'm going to make myself a new type of a tank. This is a tank, I believe, that has been added by Open Blocks, yeah. And it is a neat little thing. First off, it can be broken and it will retain its liquid, which is an advantage over the normal Buildcraft ones. And it's also dynamic in the sense that anytime you put it down, it will attach to the blocks next to it, and the liquid will readjust itself inside to match what's the shape of the structure. So, in this case here, as it's made obsidian, it takes a little bit of time to break, but we can actually go down. Each one of these will hold 16 buckets worth of liquid, so we can go down, get a bunch of lava, store it in the tank, then bring it out there. We'll have a nice little tank storage that we can use to fill up our machines for our smeltery. So I'm gonna go get some lava, and I'll be back after we're done on that. You don't need to see me do that. Take care, everyone. Be right back. Everyone, just for a moment here, you can see that Xerxus is doing a little bit of work here, flattening out and setting up the terrain for an area. We have the start of a bit of a wall here made out of dirt, just I'm guessing to try and level the area that the structure is going to be built.
Yes.
Okay, so just wanted to give you guys a quick preview of how this looks beforehand, and then you'll be able to see what the finished product is once it's done. for lava, fortunately, I don't know where we have anything underground, but we have a volcano biome right over here. It's not the safest area to be around, but there's plenty of lava. So I'm going to run over there. I'm going to collect a little bit of the lava so we have some stuff for our smeltery, and I'll be back. And if there's anything exciting along the way, I will let you guys know. Everyone, we just advanced to the daytime here, and wanted to show off this sakura tree. Basically cherry blossoms. It's a nice pink leaf, pink wood once it's chopped down. Actually, there's two different types. One's pinkish wood, one's white wood. Not sure which one this one is. This one looks like it might be the white wood. We're just getting close to our volcanoes over here. You can see we have plenty of ash stone. And we got a slime island up here. So let's see what we can do here. I grabbed myself one bucket of water just to be on the safe side. Always a good idea to be prepared around a volcano, because you can easily get yourself cooked and all your stuff. Now, with the mods that we have installed here, there is the possibility that we can save anything that we have by having it created into a tombstone, but it's, you know, better to not risk it. Okay. There we go. Is that all the lava? Perfect. It looks like that was all the lava. This is probably where, from the looks of it, where Xerxus went to collect the obsidian. Okay. We have one tank nearly full of lava. Now here's what I was saying about these tanks that makes them so nice. Drop them. We can see here that it has 11,000 millibuckets, or 11 buckets, 69% full of lava. So we can take this, plop this down elsewhere, and that'll be fine. The other neat thing we can do is we can put this next to an empty tank, and they balance the liquid out. So now we have an equal amount of lava in each. Okay, we got more lava here. Oh, this one's a little deeper. This one's going to be a little more troublesome to empty out, but we will do what we can anyway. This is plenty of lava for the smeltery. Okay, and I will spare you the boring lava collection, and I'll be right back. What's this? During our collection, we bumped into somebody new here. Now, I don't think I'm going to be able to deal with this guy, but you know what? Ooh, see what we can do. Ooh, he's mad at us. Uh-oh. That was not the rightest thing I've ever done. But I know his weakness. Yeah? Haha! Okay. Do we scare him off? Doesn't sound like it. The other thing about Endermen is they're a tall creature, and if we hide in an area that they can't reach, they can't do anything to us. Yeah. We're not doing safe things here. But it looks like, from the sounds of it, we have escaped the wrath of the Enderman. Okay, how is our tank doing here? That's pretty full. Now we have a few more tanks. Let's do this. Balance this out a little better. Oh yeah, we have plenty of lava to make our smeltery work now.
That's good.
Running out of safe places to click. Okay. Well, looks like we're pretty close to having some full tanks here. Definitely put a number on this on the volcano here as far as its lava. It's flowing back even further. Excellent. Okay. Looks like that might be done. That might be it. Put any more in there? Oh, we could. A little bit more. Can we put this last bucket in? Yes, we can. You can see there, it looks like it's nice and solid. We have a complete full lava tank. So we pick each of these up, it should say 100% or 1600 millibuckets each. Oh, we can fit a little bit more in there. Huh, wonder why that happened there. So, let's do a little bit of a trick here. Place, 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 place. Now this was going to pre-balance out, so these bottom ones are full. Those are full, 1600. Put this one down. This one's not full. Oh, I didn't do that right. Oh well. Just take this. We know we have one more bucket we need. We can put that in there. And those should be full now. Perfect. Let's get this coal. Okay. Also have this ash stone here with this ash block. Now ash can actually be used. Oh, we don't want those. We want the ash. Ash can be used to either make coal or make an ash block. It can also be used as gray dye. So it's handy to have, particularly with some of the other things that we're going to do. Now we can see the sun's going down pretty soon, so we need to get back to our place pretty quick.
Oh, I'll be able to go and rest and be able to let the sun come up.
Oh, I don't think we need to. I think we just need to get back before this is done here. We have more than enough lava to power up the smeltery. It's just a matter now of making our aluminum brass and making our patterns. Okay, you can see that's right off ahead here, so we're just about back. Forestry beehive, or is that could be from extra bees as well, I'm not rightfully sure. And I'm gonna have to do this here. andesite chalk. Or we got a lot of stuff around here. Okay. Now, as I said here, our system is going to need some lava, so let's just take these and put those right there. Now, they are not automatically going to fill the smeltery tank. We're going to have to do that by hand, but again, it's a start. Put the crate, so we can put the egg in here. Meat goes downstairs. I'm just going to quickly advance this over to daytime for us.
Thank you.
Let's go in here. We'll cook the chicken. Okay. We have more seared bricks, not that we need them. Now, the next thing we're going to need to probably do here is we're going to have to do those patterns for all the tools we need to make. For that, we're going to need another. We're going to need 3 of these will do. We're going to need to make some more stencils. Just one to make a new pattern chest. We're going to need a new pattern chest, and we don't have a crafting table upstairs. Okay. I believe this is part of translocators, but one of the things you can do is, on this particular packet here, is you can hit C while looking at the ground, and you will get a makeshift little crafting grid that you can use on the floor, and then hit C again to pick up the result. And because of more player models, C is interpreted as another emote, and you will get some funky effects on your own avatar. Not much we can do about that because we're running out of hotkeys to be able to use on this thing. Okay, we got our pattern chest. Now we need our stone. Let's put some of this stuff away. Stone, stone, stone. We have andesite cobblestone. You know what? We don't have enough stone. No, we don't have enough, close to enough stone. Okay, I'm going to go get some stone. Be back, everyone. We are back, and we are here at our smeltery. Now, what I did is, off camera there, is I made stone patterns out of everything we had in our original pattern chest. Now, we couldn't make one for bowstring, because you can't make bowstring out of stone, and we couldn't make one for fletching. You can't make fletching out of stone. But that's okay, you can't do that on the smeltery either. The only things left that you can't on the smeltery that needs to get made a little bit differently is an ingot. So we're going to start by doing that one there. We're going to put the ingot in there, the casting table. We're going to put this in here. We're going to make sure we have our full set of resources in there. And what we're going to need to do is take this lava. We're going to need to transfer some of that into our tank here. So we'll just do this for a bit. And it looks like we're good. Okay. So that's going to cook up. You can see here we have little heat bars on each of them to indicate exactly how far along in the process they are. Now we are trying to make aluminum brass. Now the recipe on the aluminum brass was 3 aluminum per 1 copper. Now I have grabbed 16 copper and 48 aluminum. You know what? We're going to need a little more, so we're going to come right back here. We're going to need somewhere in the neighborhood of the 20 mark. So let's grab... Let's see here. 24. That should do. Let's hope that's enough. If not, we'll go grab more. How's this doing? Okay, all the aluminum has melted, but the copper has not. So let's put more aluminum in. You can see here we have 18 ingots worth of molten aluminum. We also have a nice little gauge here showing us how much fuel we have left. So let's put a little bit more in there. Okay, as much as we can do at the moment. Copper's nearly done. Once that happens, you will see the copper will disappear out of here. We will get a new metal in here. Because the copper can alloy with the aluminum, we will have a new alloy listed in there. We have molten Tinker's alloy. Excellent. We also have some molten copper. So, We need a little more copper in there to finish this off. We have 24 of the other stuff. Perfect. We'll put that in. Can we put this in too? Nope, not yet. But we have 36 alloy of the Molten Tinker's alloy. That's probably enough, to be honest, but a little more won't hurt, especially with some of the construction projects we have. Okay, as I said, I put this nice little ingot in here, and I put this into our casting table. Now, if we click on this here faucet, it'll pour our material directly in here. Excellent. We now have an ingot cast. Take this, put this in here. How are we doing on this? Let's put this in here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our various pieces out of here. One at a time, I'm going to put those onto the layout here. I'm going to make it. Get the cast. Put the cast away. And then put the original in here so I don't make doubles like I did last time. And it's just a matter of doing this for each of the different materials that we have, or plans we have. Once we're done this, we're probably going to want to actually construct ourselves a tool forge, which is the upgrade from the tool station. Now, that will let us make some of the bigger tools, and those bigger tools have some very nice properties. For much improved mining speed. Just a bit of a, like I said, a little bit, we're going to need to get a little bit of a further ahead in order to be able to do that. It looks like we're near that point now. We're just going to need a lot of iron to do that. I think we have enough, but we'll find out in a minute. Okay. You know what? Let's take this stuff. Like I said, we probably don't need it. Let's do it anyway. So, knife blade in, shovel down. Now, some of these materials, when you're using them, take more than the average to make. Now, when you're making the pattern for it, it uses the normal cost. However, if I were to actually make a hammerhead, it would require 8 ingots worth of material. How are we doing in here? We have 59 ingots. Whoa, we have a lot. More than we needed. But, like I said, that's going to be used with one of our other projects, so we'll deal with that in a minute. And you can lay this out any way you want. You don't have to do all the patterns at once. I just do it this way because that way I make sure that I don't accidentally make doubles or things that I don't need. And I get at least one of everything this way. Nearly done. Axe head. And the stone tool rod. We're done. We have a complete set of patterns for the Tinker's Construct metal. Now we have a bunch of stuff here you can still see. We have a bunch of molten Tinker's alloy in there, or aluminum brass, 73 ingots worth. Now, what are we going to do with this stuff? Well, what we can do is we can either take this, use our ingot cast, pour it out, and get ingots, which we can then put back in. Or we can take a little bit of a shortcut here, and we can use the casting basin. Now this makes blocks, metal blocks, similar to how you would if you put stuff in a crafting grid, the 3x3. You can just pour it directly into here. Whoop. You'll see that it's dropping down, filling it up. We now have a block of that material. Now, one thing you got to be careful about here is the way these blocks work. They will only solidify if they have the correct amount of fluid in here. Now, if you were to try and pour this and you only had enough to fill it up the block halfway, it'd be stuck in there. You would need to find a way to drain the liquid and deal with the fact that you have that in there. Alternately, you can break the block and put it back. You will lose the liquid inside. And you gotta wait for it to cool down. These blocks here do act as containers and tanks, so if you have some type of a fluid pipe, you should be able to pull the liquid out from them into some other type of storage area. Alternately, you could pump liquid directly into these, and you'd be able to craft whatever is used with them. So you could, if you were to pump liquid directly into here, you'd be able to make blocks. Now, that might not sound too useful to begin with. Why would you have a bunch of this stuff in liquid form? Well, we'll see later on in Mistcraft Ages, which are other worlds made from books. It's a very complicated system, very involved process, but it can be a lot of fun, particularly for exploring. You can find this stuff in the world in the place of bodies of water. You can have those blocks floating around. Now, if you can do that, if you are lucky enough to find that, and you find a decent enough supply of it, you effectively will have an unlimited amount of that type of metal. You have to deal with the logistics of trying to be able to get it out of one world into another, and when we get to that point, I will be happy to show you exactly how I do it. We also have to deal with any of the problems with that world, being instability and whatnot. Okay, we have this drained. We now have the 8 blocks of the Tinker's Alloy and the Tinker's Alloy ingot. Looks like we got everything we need. Now we can actually go in and we can make ourselves some new tools using some of these supplies. So, let's take a look at our good old Materials in View book here. Now, we have the wrong book. We have a list of some of the different fluids as well as the alloys that we can make over here. Now, thanks to metallurgy, we have even more. Now, what you basically need to do here with these various different alloys is you can make different types of tools. Now, each metal has its own different types of properties as to what it can do. Now, that is... well, we have some listed in here. We have the base materials here. Stone, for example, if you use as a handle, gives you half the durability, but it gives you an ability called Stonebound. Now, I'm not sure where they describe Stonebound, but I do know from practice that the Stonebound ability means that the lower the item's durability gets, the faster it mines. The material, if you make the head out of it, has 131 durability, which is what we get from our stone pickaxe or stone weapons. Iron, on the other hand, has a handle modifier of 1.3, a reinforced level of 1, and a mining level of 2. Excuse me, as well as a mining speed of 6, and a durability of 250. So if we were to make a handle, or the head of the pickaxe, in this case, out of iron, we'd have 250 durability. If we were to make the handle out of it, we'd get an extra 1.3, so 325 durability. We also, because we're making it out of that, would have an ability of Reinforced level 1. Reinforced is basically another way, is this mod's version of the Unbreaking enchantment. Reinforced 1 would give you the power of 10% of the time the tool won't take any durability damage. Now, all in all, each of these here will have some similar properties, but different in one way or another. As far as example here, different durabilities, different mining speeds, different mining levels, and different abilities. Jagged is yet another ability. What that will do is each level of Jagged, the more damage the tool is, the more damage it will do to whatever you're using in combat. Okay, the ones that are worthwhile mentioning here is we have Obsidian. Obsidian here has a handle modifier of 0.8. So you lower the durability if you use it. However, it has a reinforced level of 3. 30% of the time, the tool when using it isn't going to take any durability damage. That's a nice one. Alamite has reinforced 2 and has a higher handle modifier, so that is a decent one to use. Netherrack has Stonebound with 1.2, better than stone. Blue Slime. Blue Slime has a 2 times durability modifier on the handle. Nice. It's slow mining speed. It has amazing durability, but you're not going to be able to harvest anything useful with it. So, not too useful for anything other than a handle. Probably pretty decent to use as some bow materials such as fletching and arrow shafts, because it's so low on these abilities here. It's probably pretty light material. Green slime is what people would be from vanilla more used to. The same idea. You kill slimes, you collect their slime and smelt it into a slime crystal. We'll get into the recipe for that in a bit. Tinker's Construct adds blue slimes, which is where you get this stuff from. Green slime has a 1.5 handle modifier. Still nice, but not as nice as the 2.0. Here's the recipe in order to make those slime crystals. You take 4 slime, dirt and sand, put it in the crafting grid, you get slimy mud, take the slimy mud, cook it, and you get a slime crystal. Next material we have that's worth mentioning, paper. Paper has low durability, a low handle modifier, but it has one exceptional ability. If you have paper on your tool, it gives you the ability to add an extra modifier. Now, modifiers are what you can put onto the tool in order to effectively enchant them to give them special powers. Now, if you use the paper as the tool handle, your durability would suffer. If you use the paper as the pickaxe head or whatnot, you'd be able to deal with stone only, which honestly, not so good. However, some of the tools, if we do recall there, have the other options in them. For example, the pickaxe has the tool binding. If you make a tool binding out of paper, it's not going to affect your handle, it's not going to affect your mining ability, but it will give you that extra modifier. Cobalt, again, reinforced 2. Ardite, reinforced or stonebound 2 with a 2.0 handle modifier. And just a quick look here. This material, for example, Manilium, 2.5 handle modifier, and it also has a mining level of 5. This stuff is nice when you can get it. Probably can get it now. And I think that's it. I crashed. You know what? I'll be back in just a minute, people. We're back, everyone, after our crash, but we're not going to probably be around too much longer today. Now, at this point in time here, we have the full smeltery up and running. We can make a bunch of stuff, and oh, well, we got some notifications here. Zombie horses. Oh my. Definitely going to want to install that new update. As far as what we got here, we have some new things that we can probably try and make as far as the tools, now that we can use metal. But before we do that, we're going to need to get a little bit more material in order to try and make this right. Now, I think I'm going to probably make a tool with an obsidian shaft and paper binding. And for that, we need our material. So I'm going to call it for the day, everyone, and once I get back here, I'll start on making that tool. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.